Hello friends, today I am going to explain a movie named Attack of 50 Feet Women. This movie is about a girl who suddenly becomes very huge than a normal person. Actually, due to the attack of an alien spaceship, this girl becomes very huge and starts chasing her husband. In the beginning of the movie, we see Nancy who is going somewhere in her car. Nancy calls her husband Harry, but Harry was not in his office. Actually, Harry works in Nancy's father's company and Harry has been in a relationship with another girl Honey for a long time, due to which Nancy is very upset and Nancy has to go to a psychiatrist Dora. Here Nancy tells Dora that my rogue husband had said that he would stop chasing Honey, but every night my man goes to her and anyway he is interested in my father's money, not in me. And Nancy leaves from here. After this, Nancy comes to Honey's house searching for her husband and starts shouting loudly, then a man tells Nancy that Harry is here. But he is not there and Nancy leaves from there sadly. After this we see Harry who was having fun with Honey in her house and here we come to know that Harry wants to get rid of his wife and wants to have fun with Honey with her father's money. Here Nancy was going to her house when suddenly an alien spaceship comes in front of Nancy on the way. Seeing the spaceship, Nancy tries to run away from here. Then a light from the spaceship falls directly on Nancy, but Nancy runs away from here in time. After this Nancy again comes to Honey's house and starts calling Harry. Then two sheriffs come there. Nancy tells them that I have seen a very big alien spaceship on the highway. After this a sheriff goes to Harry and says that your wife has seen an alien spaceship. After this the sheriff takes Nancy to that place. He goes to the place where the spaceship was seen but no spaceship was visible there and then Nancy's dead Bob comes there. After this Bob takes Nancy with him and leaves from there and says to Nancy that don't lower my respect in front of people by talking such nonsense. Then Nancy says that I really saw an alien spaceship but Bob doesn't listen to Nancy. After this Nancy meets Harry at night and Nancy tells Harry about the alien spaceship and Harry believes Nancy. Then Nancy says that anyway you don't care about me because you warm Honey's bed. Then Harry says that I will never meet Honey. Next day Nancy meets her Dr. Dora and tells Dora that I saw an alien spaceship on the highway but no one will believe me. Then Dora says after this, when Nancy was taking a bath, Harry comes to Nancy and Nancy says to Harry that I have to collect evidence somehow so that I can prove to people that I have seen an alien spaceship, so both of us will go to the same place where I saw the spaceship. After this, both of them leave with the car and reach the place in the evening where Nancy had seen the spaceship. For some time, Nancy does not see anything here, but then suddenly the same spaceship comes here and seeing the spaceship, Nancy becomes very happy and goes under the spaceship. Then the light from the spaceship falls on Nancy. Harry tries to save Nancy, but Nancy teleports inside the spaceship and seeing this, Harry runs away from here. After this, we see Honey who hears some sounds from her roof and Honey comes to the roof with an axe. Here Honey meets Nancy. Honey asks Nancy, how did you come here? Then Nancy points at the sky and faints. After some time Nancy is brought home and Dr. Dora tells that Nancy is absolutely fine. Then Nancy comes here and says that I am not mad, you all have to believe me, but here Harry and Bob start talking nonsense about Nancy's mother, due to which Nancy gets very angry and suddenly Nancy's clothes start tearing and Nancy becomes much bigger than a normal person. Next day Harry brings a doctor named Victor so that he can check up Nancy. After this Dora takes Victor to Nancy. Here Dora tells Victor that Nancy's size has increased but it is absolutely normal. After this Victor asks Nancy to come to his lab so that we can check you, so that he can keep a good eye on her, but Nancy refuses Victor. After this, her father comes to meet Nancy at night and says that she should go inside and rest. Then Nancy says that I am absolutely fine, I am just resting by looking at the sky. Then Nancy says, can you make me like before? Then Bob says that the doctor is working on this thing. After this Nancy starts bathing in the swimming pool, then Harry comes to Nancy and asks, are you fine? Then Nancy says I am absolutely fine, just my heart starts beating fast sometimes. After this, when Harry starts leaving from here, Nancy invites Harry for dinner tomorrow and Harry agrees. Next day Dora comes to meet Nancy, then Nancy tells Dora that tonight I have invited Harry for dinner, I wish I was like before. Dora feels good after hearing this. After this Victor calls Dora and Nancy out. And we see Victor has a huge injection in his hand. After this Nancy comes out and asks Victor about the injection. Victor tells that it contains some vitamins and minerals. Then Dora says that Nancy does not need it. Then Victor says that I have the permission of Nancy's husband and your father too. Then Nancy says what about my permission and snatches the injection and starts threatening Victor. After this Nancy throws the injection and leaves from here. After this Harry comes to Nancy at night and both of them sit and start having dinner here. But Nancy asks Harry that when was the last time we had dinner like this. Then Harry says we have had dinner like this alone many times. Then Nancy says to Harry, have you heard about Gulliver's Travels? Then Harry says I had read its book. Then Nancy says that I have started thinking of myself as Gulliver and now everyone gives me small toys. They start talking and Nancy talks a lot. Then Harry says that you have gone mad and anyway you are a big mistake. Hearing this, Nancy gets very angry and Nancy throws the car away. After this, Harry says that Honey is better than you, both in looks and in bed, and both of them start fighting, due to which Bob gets very angry and then Nancy falls unconscious. After this we see Bob, who was busy with his project and he was not concerned about Nancy at all. Here Harry was having fun with Honey and Honey was dancing for Harry. After some time, Nancy regains consciousness and Nancy comes towards the city in search of her man Harry. Then on the way, Nancy meets Dora and the sheriff. Nancy asks them about Harry's address. Then Dora stops Nancy from going towards the city, but Nancy she leaves from here and comes straight to Honey's house. After this, Honey picks up the gun but Nancy breaks the roof and throws Honey's gun. Seeing this, Harry starts running away from here but Nancy picks up the car and takes Harry out and starts running away with Harry. After going some distance, Nancy comes in front of electric wires, due to which Nancy stops, and then the sheriff and Bob also come to Nancy. Bob tells Nancy to stop all this now because anyway you have insulted me a lot. Nancy says that you never cared about me, you only love your money. Hearing this, Bob tells the sheriff to fire, and as soon as the sheriff gives the order, everyone starts attacking Nancy, due to which Nancy falls back on the electric wire and gets a strong shock, but suddenly the same alien spaceship comes here and Nancy teleports Harry inside her. Everyone is surprised to see this and the spaceship leaves from here. After some time passes, we see Harry, who was kept as a prisoner inside the spaceship. After this we see Nancy, who has now become a member of the people of the spaceship. Nancy tells Harry that now you have to live like this because this is our home now. And Nancy leaves from here and the movie ends here. So friends, that's all for today's video. See you in the next video. Subscribe for more videos like this and turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.